I just realized I did 30 minutes on the intro to it. I did. I think by the end of this, we might be a fan of one Rawls and maybe a fan of the other. I know I'm a fan of one of the Rawlses. I just realized I did 30 minutes on the intro to it. I did. There's an intro paragraph to it. I realized that I recorded 30 minutes of my thoughts on the intro paragraph. That said, let's start reading it. And in doing so, realize that this is going to be a 12-part series on this Substack post. Talk about individualism. Talk about materialism. Talk about all the other isms. I'm gonna go so deep into this one little rabbit hole that it's going to be a 12-part YouTube series on a Substack article. Has it been done in depth like that? By Li Jin, and Katie Parrott. These two lovely human beings. One of the most powerful narratives surrounding Web3. Powerful narratives, we are storytelling animals. Surrounding Web3 is that it is a movement towards a better, fairer internet. Agree. Better and more fair. More fair is more better. Do you agree? Specifically, Web3 proponents envision an internet in which users can wrest back the power from a small number of extractive, centralized institutions, and in which everyone with an internet connection can participate on a level playing field. I want better. I want fairer. I want more level alert. I want more level. I want a fair, level playing field. I want a fair, level playing field. Agree. Web3 proponents envision an internet in which users can wrest back the power. Oh, the power is in the small number. Currently, the power is in the small number of extractive, centralized institutions, and in which everyone with an internet connection can participate on a level playing field. So there's a small number of coercive power, centralized institutional power that is destroying the internet. And we're going to wrest it back to the power of the individual from the platforms. Where did the platforms come from? Where did the platforms come from, is my question. And in which everyone with an internet connection can participate on a level playing field. Agree. That's what it's all about. That's the why of Web3. This is the how we get the why. Everyone has an internet connection to a level playing field. The internet as the repository of all human information, knowledge, collective consciousness. Our ability to collect to the collective consciousness, express ourselves freely and effectively in the medium of ideas is tantamount. That's what we're going for. In which everyone with an internet connection can participate on a level playing field. which they don't know. They don't now because the platforms. Where'd the platforms come from? I'm not defending platforms. I'm defending principles. I'm not defending platforms. I'm defending principles. I'm not talking about platforms. I'm talking about principles. Just where did the platforms come from? Katie and Lee. But Web 2 started with a similar promise. Web 2 was the same as Web 2. Started with a similar promise of empowering individual creators and removing intermediaries, a promise left unfulfilled. They promised us that, but we didn't get it, but now we're gonna the next time. Now, standing at a precipice of a new era of the internet, we should ask ourselves, is Web 3 actually democratizing opportunity? And if not, how can we better design platforms and governance systems to promote fairness? So much to just unpack. But Web 2 started with a similar promise. But, hey, this is great about Web 3, but Web 2 started with a similar promise. They promised, the platforms, they promised. The promise of empowering individual creators, YouTube, TikTok, all these ways in which people can create content and monetize, OnlyFans, everything, the platforms. But Web 2 started with a similar promise of empowering individual creators and removing these intermediaries. It was a promise left unfulfilled. Unfulfilled. They did not do it. Those platform web builders, the people that built Web 2, the platform builders, the creators, they left us with a promise unfulfilled. Now, standing at the precipice of a new era of the internet, we should ask ourselves, is Web 3 actually democratizing opportunity? And if not, if it's not doing it, is it doing it? And if it's not, how can we better design platforms and governance systems to promote fairness? These platform guys couldn't do it. How can we create a better platform to do it? A platform replacing another platform, since Kant and since before, right? And Rawls and platforms replacing platforms in philosophy and in man-made conceptual reality built on reason. Where did the platforms come from? Did they come from reason? I think so. But let's put on this veil of ignorance. Man, we're going to do a 100-part series on this. Wow. Come on, man. Now, standing at the precipice of a new era of the internet, we should ask ourselves, who's we? You and your friends are sitting around drinking coffee, having a latte, or asking yourselves. Good. Networking, communication of ideas, what this thing does, what Web 3.0 does. The free communication of ideas. Freedom is equality. We should ask ourselves, is Web 3 actually democratizing opportunity? Premise. First of all, do you agree? Should Web 3 democratize opportunity? what do you mean by that? If you mean by democratize opportunity, meaning like everybody gets a chance, everybody gets a cell phone and access to the cloud, good luck to you. Then yeah, I believe in democratizing opportunity. What is a democracy? A democracy is a collection of individuals. Individuals make up a group. A group is not a group. A group is a collection of individuals make a group. What is good for the group inherently is good for the individual as individuals form groups. So a democracy is a forming of a group of individuals, right? Isn't that what a democracy is? So if you're saying, is Web3 actually democratizing opportunity? If that means everybody gets a cell phone and access to Web3 and, Wi-Fi. Yeah, everybody gets a shot at it. Okay, I believe in that. Is that what you're saying? Are you sure that's what you're saying? And if it's not doing that, if it's not, okay, so if that's, everybody gets a chance, man. How can better design platforms and governance systems to promote fairness. They failed, we're not going to fail. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's how here's how John Rawls, I'm getting this buffered, would do it. Social and political philosopher John Rawls. Thought experiment. Ding, 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 ding. Thought experiment. Ding, 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 ding. Known as the veil of ignorance. Proposed in his influential 1971 work, A Theory of Justice. Provides a useful framework for these questions. A book that was written, doesn't matter when, it's actually best, the most recent thoughts on it, right? I mean, it was only 50 years ago that this guy wrote this to a distribution of how many and how many people have actually consumed it. I'm just asking. I'm not being a dick to him. He's fucking got a book. Thought experiment. I thought about this. Think about this. It's just a thought experiment. It's just an idea. With no action, it's just a thought experiment. Veil of ignorance. If you came to Vegas, and I said, hey man, I got an experiment. We're going to go to this place. It's called the Veil of Ignorance. And we're going to go there. We're going to go together to this place. It's on Island. It's called the Veil of Ignorance. Leave your ID at you don't need to bring your ID. Or some stupid shit. Whatever, man. I'm making it up. The Veil. We're going to go to this place. But, let's go to, would you go? And if so, let's talk about it. Let's talk about its physical manifestation, because this is what it's all about in the 1,000-part series of this Substack post. I thank you for writing it. Thank you so much. Foundations for an Ideal Society. Thought experiment. Ideal society. Rawls contends, here's some shit he said. We should imagine that we do not know where we ourselves would fall within it. That is, we should adopt a veil of ignorance. A just society is one. This definition of a just society. That if you knew everything about it, you would be willing to enter it in a random place. That if you knew everything about it, you would be willing to enter it in a random place. This is crazy Walt Disney. This is some crazy Walt Disney World grade A level mysticism and fantasy, as identified explicitly in the fact that it is a thought experiment. Thank God. Oh, I don't want to be mean. I get emotional. Has it been done in depth like that?